guys, how's it going and welcome back. New guitar day. Well, it's actually yesterday, but we're doing the video today, so ha! Anyway, so this is a limited edition Epiphone Ej200. Left-handed version, acoustic electric, cutaway body. Awesome! I love cutaway bodies. They're always been my favorite, especially on acoustics. Because this way you can get to play the higher frets and not have to have fingers 4 times longer than what I have now. So, it is a really neat guitar. This thing sells for about $638, I think it is what I can buy it for. And of course, they do have it on the website for $679, but there is a difference between this one and the one on their website, and that is simply the one on their website has the different pickup system in it, so you have a pickup under the saddle and one at the end of the fretboard. You can blend them because it's a mono or stereo output jack system, and you can like crossfade the 2 pickups and do a little bit more sound contouring than you can with just a straight out under the saddle pickup. However, the electronics in this are a Fishman Prius, and you do have bass, mid, and treble, and they are very nice and sensitive, which is fantastic. Phase switch control for if you have any feedback issues. It will also change the output, of course, sound-wise, but not a great deal. But you may find one position more favored than the other with the switch because of the tonality change that does get altered a little bit too. The tuner that's built in is fantastic. It actually is equally as strong and good and fast as my Snark tuner, which is really fast and very accurate too. Low battery indicator, of course, runs off a 9-volt battery on this particular pickup. It does mute your sound. So if you're going out to an amplifier or a PA, when you want to check your tuning or retune it, you can just simply turn the tuner on and it mutes the signal. Which you could do, like, even if you don't like the onboard tuner, which some people actually don't, I don't know why, but, well, actually I do. Some built-in tuners suck. But if you're going to use like a clamp-on tuner or whatever, you can still hit the switch, mute your signal so that you can somewhat on stage retune quietly to a certain extent. Anyways, so we're going to play a little bit of just straight out acoustic for you, and then we're going to turn on the preamp. It is plugged into my wireless system, so I have either way full control no matter what. And the sound that will be coming through is actually very close to my camera, is my Boss Katana 100 watt 1x12 on the acoustic channel for its preamp. And I have the variation actually turned off because I didn't like the variation of that acoustic channel with this guitar. It just sounded horrible, but some guitars sound good on it, some don't. Okay, so let's turn the preamp on a little. Okay, so a little bit of bluesy stuff. Turn the amp on. So, finger picking. Now with the amp. Now the bass, mid and treble controls on this, like this is full bass, okay? No bass. And of course the half bass you already heard, but we'll do it again. Full mid-range control. No mid. Back to half mid. This time we'll go a little different. No treble. Full treble. Makes that bass a little more crispy. Okay, so phase switch was actually off, but just listen to the difference here. Let's turn it on. So when the switch is in the up position, it's a little more punchier, a little more grabbier. When you put the phase on, it's actually for reducing feedback if you have feedback issues. It does cut the power back, and it does actually contour the tones a little bit, a little differently. You may or may not like it. But certainly if you do get feedback issues on stage, you can always put a feedback or plate in the sound hole to, pretty much annihilate it for the most part. And getting away from your amp would help too. Never be too close to an amp when you've got an acoustic. Unless it's at lower volumes like it is in here, then you're okay, but you know what I mean. So, for a guitar that's made out of maple, other than of course the top is spruce, it's nice. The two-piece back is beautiful. And it is a real two-piece back. You can tell that from the center spine inside going all the way down the channel. It is an authentic two-piece back on this thing. Glued set neck, no big deal there. Most acoustics are, unless it's a Taylor. Made in Indonesia, which is really cool. I've never had any real issues ever that I can even think of that I've ever had with an Indonesian guitar. In fact, even any Strats or Tellies I've had that have been in Indonesia, beautiful guitars. Okay, and same goes with Epiphone guitars. Any of the Indonesian stuff, fantastic. Okay, China stuff, some good, some, not the world's greatest out there, but it kind of varies, right? The Indonesian stuff is actually quite well done. And this is very well made. The finish of even the binding everywhere, the whole thing is just a really nice piece of work. And I love the pickguard style. That's cool. If that would not have had the decorational on it, it would look ugly. This makes it look beautiful. So that's really cool. I like the fading, how they did it when they painted it with the black against the wood. That's really nice fade jobs, you know. So that's really pro there. You will find that even though they may look similar on the website, the guitars are hand sprayed, and so you're not going to get an exact thing every single time, so you will find differences from one to another, but otherwise they'll be relatively as close as they can possibly get them, plus or minus, you know. And this one is just really, I like it, you know. I played on the real Gibsons and I never really liked them, but this one is quite nice. Very pleased with this one. I'm not sure if I'm going to actually purchase this or not, but for 638 bucks, I just might, because I do need a backup regardless. I mean, obviously, because my Taylor isn't getting fixed, it's great that I get a loaner and all, but it would be better not to have to ask for a loaner, because that is, you know, something where they don't always have a left-handed guitar in stock for me, for example. Okay, and I'm not overly picky here. I just give me a guitar that plugs in and I'm good, you know. But even this one had to be brought in, you know, so I'm thinking this might actually make a really good backup guitar, you know, and if anything else too, it would be great for doing other music with, because it is very uniquely sounding compared to the Taylor. My Taylor is a lot brighter. This offers a lot more depth, especially in the bass area. It's just really monstrous, eh? And for a super jumbo guitar, it actually fits my body actually quite well. My Martin DRS-1 was a lot thicker than this thing, a little narrower in the chamber up in here, but much thicker everywhere else. And that guitar wasn't entirely comfortable. And that was a Martin, which costs almost twice as much as this one. And although I love that Martin, don't get me wrong, it was a great guitar, but this is so much better. So I think for any of my blues music and maybe some of my other stuff, this thing would be a good fit for me. We're still out on the vote for that. I do have to change the strings. What I want to do is another video next, though, is we're going to play this thing, one of the songs I've written. We'll play a section of it, and then I'll go ahead and change the strings to Elixir Nano Webs, which are the same gauge as these, which are 1253. And they're the same strings, the Elixirs, that are for my Taylor, specifically. I want to see what the Taylor strings are going to do on this, if it's going to wreck the sound or if it's going to improve it or what. I still find, you know, I like the bass to a certain point here, but it's just got too much depth into it unless it's plugged in. And I don't always want to have to run plugged in just to get that exact sound I'm after. So if I can trim it up with a different set of strings, well then so be it. But plugged in, this thing is actually quite nice and clean too. So by no means is this a review, guys, but it is definitely a first impressions. So far, I'm pretty impressed. Let's see if this thing can impress me any further. The action is nice and low on this too, which is something that, you know, I'm a real freakazoid about. It's got to have a low action, and this is actually pretty low, you know, so that's good. Easy to do bar chords. I like the inlays. It's a really nice looking axe, but looks aren't always everything, are they? We have to have playability, we have to have the comfort. It does play beautifully. It's got that nice 60s slim taper neck on it, which is nice. So it's not a thick baseball bat, which I don't like. And I can play all the way up the fretboard. Anyway, So let me know what you guys think initially, and we will continue to the next video. Like I said, what we're going to do, and then I'm going to spend a little bit more time with this, maybe in about a week or so, maybe less. We'll see how things go, and I will give you guys a full review at that point of, you know, price, if it's worth it, the star rating, you know, all that jazz. We'll do a little bit more playing in that video too, of course, because it will be a review. But so far, I'm kind of digging this thing. You know, still a little on the fence a bit, but we'll see how things go. In the meantime, thanks so much for watching, and hey, if you're not subscribed, please do so and smash that bell for notifications, and you'll know when I upload even more gear videos. I'm hoping to do a lot more gear videos this year. I don't know how things are going to work. Originally the plan was kind of not to do that, but plans do change, of course. So we'll see what we can pull off. No guarantees. Do make your suggestions though in the comments below of some types of gear videos you might want to see happen on the channel. If it is something that I can financially do, then okay. If it is something I can't, then no, it's not going to happen. You know, anyhow, that's it. That's all. Thanks again, and we'll catch you guys in the next one. Keep rocking.